Restoration. One of the things that a lot of people don't like about getting used machines is operators, when they put them out in field, will often put a thin layer of this sticky Mylar. It's sticky back, kind of like a tape Mylar to protect the playfields so they last forever. But it slows down the speed of the ball. And a lot of times there'll be damage around the outside where there's no Mylar. So I'm going to show how to pull the Mylar up with freeze spray or air duster can turned upside down. And then I'll show you some of the steps that I use to touch up a playfield just before doing clear coat. So we're going to switch the cams and mics around now to a black rose pinball that has a piece of Mylar on it that we're going to pull off. And then we're going to switch to a Black Knight 2000 playfield that I pulled the Mylar off and put my first coat of clear coat on it to start leveling it. The operator put a piece of Mylar near this rotating cannon, but he put the Mylar onto the playfield after it had already been out in the field for a while and the artwork has been damaged. So the first thing you do is you start to lift up a corner of it the best you can with your fingernails to get it to start to pull up, and then you spray, freeze spray, uh-oh. And what happens when you freeze the adhesive is that it easily delaminates from the Mylar, removing the adhesive from the Mylar, leaving it on the playfield. But this also, doing it this way, protects from damaging the playfield paint because you're pulling up, leaving the adhesive behind. So now here's the piece of Mylar removed. Now you've got the sticky gunk left on the playfield. I'm going to spare you the details or the demonstration of using Goo Gone, but I use this Goo Gone, which is kind of a mixture of naphtha and some other solvents that you can scrub the adhesive off. You want to be sure to test the Goo Gone on an area of the playfield that you don't care about too much, just in case there's a problem. Now we'll switch over to this Black Knight playfield. This playfield had Mylar all through this area, and it had it had been out in the rain at some point or had gotten wet. Up in this area through here where there was no Mylar, you can see it's kind of cracked and damaged. So what I did is I took the Mylar off, I got all the glue off, and then I lightly sanded it with 600 grit sandpaper, which takes a lot of bravery to sand a playfield in areas that looks good already. But I sanded it so the clear coat would stick. I put a layer of water-based Varathane clear coat. Now there's a lot of opinions on what type of clear coat to use. I like this because you can always remove it if there's a problem. You can dissolve it with naphtha, and it's less, without solvents in it, it attacks the playfield less. I've had problems with solvent clear coats before where some of the paint started to peel off as I was spraying the clear coat, which was horrible. So since this had water damage on it, I put one layer of clear coat, which I'm going to block sand to try to smooth out the divots. This is kind of the wood grain in here. And when I have it leveled out mostly, I'm going to use acrylic water-based paints to touch up the areas that have been damaged. And I like using acrylic paints because you can try to color match as many times as you want, and they're fairly cheap. And if you make a mistake, you just take a wet cloth and you wipe off the mistake, and you remix some paint and you try to match again, and you can dry it fairly quickly. And then once all that's done, you put another couple layers of clear coat, block sand in between each layer, and you have a fully restored pinball playfield.